everybody's covered. Everybody does things in the right way.
And it's easy now, Kev, because the government, via Sport England, have got safeguardingcode.com.
Yeah.
You can do it online.
You just do it online.
You don't have to be through the BKC.
Yeah, you do it
There is
independently.
different avenues to do it.
And to be honest, I know I've been banging on about it because the BKC, I was asked to do
that's
this.
where we did it from, yeah.
But it was asked to do this, but it really doesn't matter if your affiliations with the UK. And I've been a UKMF member, Jim, for 11 years. So it doesn't matter where your affiliations lie. If you want to do it via safeguarding.com, you can do it through that. Yeah, if you want to be part of the BKC, do it that way.
We'll put the link up. We'll put all the links up. The difference is, just do it.
Just do it and get it done and make sure that you're safe and that your kids are safe and everybody's safe. Then part two, because I was going to do this to go around the country and do it, because initially the response was, everybody do it really good. And then when we came to do it, oh yeah, but I can't come that day, I'm at an interclub. You're in an interclub? Right, all right, fair enough. What we need to consider as well is weight cutting for kids. That's a big no-no, and anybody who's cutting weight for kids is really poor. We need to share good practice, no lying about kids' records. Oh yeah, my kids had no fights. I can think back to an example where one of my lads fought, and he'd not fought this like, oh yeah, he's no fights, and then found out he'd had 10 fights prior to that, but it was 10 years ago he had 10 fights, so he's had no fights. Are you joking? Got battered. And as soon as I saw him moving round, I went, he's not had no fights, you can tell. And then part three is the qualifications thing. We need to really consider how that's going to work in Muay Thai. I think the BKC are well at a point where they're releasing the qualifications part of it. Because as I said, come 2020, come next year, I don't know when the start date is, if you don't have a qualification in Muay Thai, you won't be able to deliver by law.
Do you think that'll be a case then, Kev, of somebody, Mr. Fred from the local council, knocking your door, say, have you got all these things in place?
I think that's probably when it's going to become more apparent. Because at the moment, we've been kind of left to our own devices. And because it's not like the FA, where the FA is saying you've got to have this, and this. We've been kind of left to our own devices. When that comes back in next year, then hang on. You need to do that.
No bad thing, though.
No, absolutely not. No bad. And it's and I'm not saying that, because the way that it looks like it's going to be done, there's going to be like a level 1, level 2, level 3 qualification for kickboxing or Muay Thai or ring sports, however you want to put it. But there'll be a 3-part thing for that. And even if you're level 1, you're at least some form of that way. Not everybody's expected to be level 3.
You're trying to attain.
Oh, yeah, but you're moving towards that. Within the FA, you've got to have a level 1. Ideally level 2. At the moment, there's nothing in place, so there's no qualification in place. But that's going to be interesting how that pans out, and that's going to be led from Sport England and what the directive is. But hopefully, people get on board. And if it's the BKC, if it's the UKMF, whoever it is, I don't care.
We've both said that, mate, haven't we? We don't care who gets governance, as long as somebody
does. And somebody then needs to be saying, no, you can't compete at our event because you've not fulfilled all these things. And that'll close gyms. Not eventually when the local authorities come round. Because when there's no end product, when there's no competition, there'll nobody competing. And when that all comes out that everybody's done it, but such and such isn't coming. Well, I never used to. Once I found out with the Peter Feely thing, that people ostracised him before that anyway, because there was more rumours of that anyway. But he asked to come to one of my interclubs, and I said no. We're full, mate, and I won't invite people to my. Well, I do like one interclub a year, but I won't support people unless I know that they're good people. Because I normally take a lot to an interclub. I'll take like 15, 20 people, well maybe 10 to 15 people at least, kids, adults, give them a move around, and I thoroughly enjoy taking them. But I'm not going to work with people in the future unless they've demonstrated that they're going to be safe and that they're working. And the thing is, I'm not saying that because I think I'm brilliant. I think everybody's got to be doing the same thing, and everybody. One of the great things that I love about BJJ is that it's really like in your lineage of who you taught and where that direction came from. And he was taught by such and such, and that goes back to such and such. And BJJ clubs are brilliant. If you're rubbish at BJJ and you're like a Master Ted, who you make all this stuff up, and all the Defence Lab lot now at the moment, and they're posting these absolute nonsense things. But like the Master Ted had students. He had actual students. It wasn't his gym, he was hiring the space. But they get found out straight away. In BJJ, if somebody opens a gym and they find out about it, all the local BJJ clubs go down and they embarrass them. They strangle them. The black belts go down and they just run amok. And they police the sport themselves. But we're not doing that. We're not policing it. We're working with the people. Well, historically, we're working with people who there's huge question marks over. And it's wrong. It's really wrong. And until everybody's got this, and that doesn't mean that they're perfect either. That just means that they've demonstrated that they can do the paperwork. Until we do this, but what it does is it's a barrier. It's a barrier for somebody who does have a criminal record. What if I've got a caution for a sex act with a child, and I'm teaching, and a parent comes in and says, "Can I see your DBS?" "Oh yeah, I'll bring it tomorrow, and I never produce my DBS, but I'm still teaching children. That's wrong of me. I should be able to produce that DBS on request to anybody, and I do. And until we can all do that, our sport isn't safe. And I hope people take on board this. This is the reason why I've gone on about it, and I've gone on and done the research and put everything into place, and spent huge amounts of time making sure that this is correct, that it's right. If you do these things, the sport's safe. And if we collectively do it, then the people who shouldn't be involved in the sport, they'll find somewhere else, some hole to die under. But it's our sport. We've got a duty of care to those kids. We've got a duty of care to the vulnerable adults. It's my sport. I've done this for 30 years, and I don't want people ruining it who shouldn't be involved in our sport.
I think it comes across, Kevin. I hope it does, because I know how passionate you are.
Yeah.
We've done this on precious time.
Yeah.
We've done it to get it out there. What we'll do, Kev, we'll put this out, and social media being social media, we'll see some of the feedback. We'll do a follow-up from this on points raised, which will be raised. So we'll take comments and thoughts.
And if there's criticism, I take criticism, because, as I said, I'm not perfect, but I'm saying these things need to be in place, and it's not me saying it, it's law. Do you know what I mean?
We'll do a follow-up, and then we'll do a bit on the weight cutting for kids and stuff like that. There's many
well, to be honest, the safe competitions are part 2 thing. That's a whole different section.
And we're looking at that, but personally, I'd like to thank the work that you've done on it, mate.
Thank you.
And it gives a platform for us to put it out there, have a watch at it, say what you think, and we'll come back to you. But Kev, thanks very much for today.
No problem. It's a pleasure, and I hope everybody takes it on board.
Brilliant. Thank you, sir.